On today's show,
before the NBA announces the All-Star Game starters, we make our picks.
As Shawn Marion heads towards retirement, we debate whether or not he's headed to the Hall of Fame as well.
And hold on to your mic, we'll count down this week's meme team.
It's Thursday, January 22nd. The starter starts now.
Good day, sweet world, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're joining us live online, listening to the podcast, or catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets. Alongside me, as always, it's Tess Millis.
No deflated balls talk on this sports show, although there could be some shrinkage.
Like, to my right,
who knows?
Starters blog editor Trey Kirby.
Hey-o! Hey-o!
And finally, the international man of mystery, Lee Ellis.
Amigos.
Lee, yes, we have a fun show for you tonight. We'll get to the meme team. We're going to talk a little bit more about Shawn Marion and his Hall of Fame credentials. It's something we've talked about in the past. But first, tonight is the big night as we find out who will start in the upcoming 2015 NBA All-Star Game in NYC. The lineup's revealed. You see it there during a special one-hour edition of Inside the NBA before we get into the doubleheader action. Ernie, Chuck, Shaq, Kenny, the whole gang. That fun gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Everyone knows that. But before they announce the official starters, after it's all been tallied up, all the votes.
Hashtag NBA ballot.
Hashtag NBA ballot. You guys have been doing great. We thought it'd be fun if we made our picks. Our starters picks, okay? That's it. That's all we're addressing here tonight. We'll get to the reserves, of course, either Friday or early next week, whenever. Starters, here's where we disagree or agree for the Western Conference. A lot. We agree on a lot. Curry and James Harden as our backcourt. Easy. Sorry, Kobe lovers. Our bigs, two of them we agree on. Anthony Davis and the crazy statistics he's put up there despite playing on a 500 squad. Marc Gasol for the Memphis Grizzlies. And then the interesting one, and the one that I want to talk about here, of course, is that sort of third big, third forward, whatever you want to call it. Tass, you got LaMarcus. Lee has Blake Griffin. And Trey and I go in with the maybe somewhat controversial Kevin Durant.
Controversy.
He hasn't even played 20 games. But Tass, I mean, you start. Why LaMarcus Aldridge?
It came down to LaMarcus or Blake Griffin in that last spot for me. And LaMarcus has been the steadier presence, not the flashier guy, not the guy who's going to provide dunks in the All-Star starting lineup. Don't worry, Blake will come off the bench. But he's got the second best record in the Western Conference without his running mate of Robin Lopez for almost half the games, while the Clippers sit in sixth and have been healthy the entire year. And Blake just hasn't felt very inspired.
Doesn't seem like Blake this year.
It doesn't seem like it. His numbers are absolutely fantastic, out of this world, but his play, and it feels like the Clippers' play, have been a little bit uninspiring, and you kind of have to punish him for that. His punishment is coming off the bench.
Lee disagrees with that,
well, I disagree because I think you are punishing him for having lower numbers perhaps than years before, but I think he's been very, very good for the Clippers. He had a stretch there where he was just fantastic. I know the Clippers aren't quite where we think they might be at this stage of the season, but I think Blake's been great. He's played in every game. His assists are up as well, so that's probably part of the reason why his scoring is down from previous seasons. And again, I just think we should measure him on this season alone. I think he's been fantastic, but if you want to compare it to seasons in the past, he hasn't been as spectacular.
Just compare him to LaMarcus. Forget about seasons past. Their numbers are, pretty similar.
Look, you could make a strong case for either one. And I was the same as you. I was like, LaMarcus Blake, and I just went with Blake because I think he's just been a little bit better.
I don't think the coaches are going to vote two Blazers off the bench in LaMarcus and Damian Lillard. Well, I think there's a chance that they could bring Blake and Chris Paul.
Interesting.
And you see there the All-Star appearances for all three of these guys. We throw Durant up on this board along with LaMarcus and Blake. Multiple All-Stars, and rightfully so for these guys. The numbers, really similar, of course.
Let's hear this Durant case, please. 19 games, less than half.
Less than half, but Trey, you start. I got a couple reasons why I think it should absolutely be KD.
I was with you guys that it was going to come down to LaMarcus and Blake, but then I remember Kevin Durant has been back. 19 games is not a lot, but by the time the All-Star game comes around, he'll have played in 30 of it, 53. And then when you look back on this season at the end of the year, you're not going to care that he missed 20 games at the beginning of the year. The guy's the reigning MVP. He's no doubt been one of the three best players in the entire league when he's been there. I think you got to have Durant. Plus, it's an All-Star game. He's fun.
I'm with you on that. You're right. The 30 out of 53 by the All-Star break, if he plays all of the games up to there. But look, you talk about the stats. What do we do when we pick our All-Star starters? You can look at crazy stats. You want to see the numbers. Team success. That's a given, how valuable that guy is to his team. A final one, though, I think you have to take into consideration, and it's why I picked KD. If you took all these stars and you just threw them on the playground and you said, hey, let's do a pick 'em here, who do you got? Who's the #1 pick?
For sure.
Who's the #2 pick? try and convince me that the other starters, the other All-Stars in this league, they wouldn't pick KD or LeBron 1-2. I mean, I know it sounds simple, but I think it's a part you have to consider.
Listen, we need to go to the schoolyard and pick guys off the wall. I mean, that's what should happen in the All-Star game, and I'd love to see that. But they're picking them next Thursday. He's not going to play in basically half his team's games by then. And I just hate to say, I hate to take him off the team because he's last year's MVP, but you can't just bring him because he's last year's MVP. If he's not playing in a majority of his team's game, that's where I draw the line.
Then it
minority
will be the
or majority.
Yeah, but
so
you got to map it out.
In February, he'd be a majority.
That's fine. That's when the game is.
Let's hear what people think. Jump on Twitter, #starters. Let's hear your starters, your picks before we find out tonight again on TNT. Let's go to the East, because we disagree on a couple there as well. Some we agree on. The one, Pau Gasol as our center, our big, I guess, if you will. LeBron James. Hey, look, he's missed games.
Yeah, he has.
That's a lock for everyone. Not as many as Durant, of course. And then we disagree on a whole lot here. So we see there that Tass and I have Kyle Lowry, Trey and Lee have Jeff Teague. The three of you guys like John Wall as your second card. I'll make a case for Jimmy Butler. And then the most surprising, and we'll get to it in a second, Trey, Tass, and myself, we like Paul Millsap. And you're going with Vucevic, the Vooch from the Orlando Magic. Again, we'll get to that in a second. Let's start with the guards. Tass, Kyle Lowry.
He leads the best offense of the Eastern Conference. All this talk about the Atlanta Hawks and what they're doing, they're not as good as the Toronto Raptors. So Jeff Teague runs an inferior offense with a lot better parts. The Raptors have
better results.
Yeah, but the Raptors have inferior parts around Kyle Lowry when they're healthy. Then DeMar goes down for several weeks. Kyle carries this team on his back, unlike what Jeff Teague has had to do. Jeff Teague has had a lot of help. Kyle Lowry, game in, game out, has done it and brought his team to a level that, yes, Jeff Teague has been great, but Kyle Lowry has just done more.
That was true until probably January, because Kyle Lowry's starting to get tired. He is shooting 35% from the field in January, 3.5 turnovers per game. Jeff Teague has kind of just been Mr. Steady the whole time, leading his team in scoring for the best team in the Eastern Conference. I think he's there just because he stirs that drink up, and that is a drink we're all drinking right now. He has just been amazing. He's first in PER among East guards, and I just like that he has stuck out for a team with a bunch of pieces that don't really stick out.
I just don't think their defense isn't really started by Teague, and their offense isn't as good as the Raptors. So I think you have to give Lowry lots of points for that, right?
Well, yes, but again, the results of the Atlanta Hawks offense is better than the Toronto Raptors. It doesn't matter who's scoring the most.
Well, the Raptors' defense is also very, very poor.
So what do you want? 5 Atlanta Hawks in the starting?
But the thing is with Jeff Teague is I actually think he's a little bit like Tony Parker. I think he could score more and get more assists if he wanted to, but his role isn't to play like that. He often defers to other guys to create the offense, and it's no surprise that he plays like that when you think his coach is Mike Budenholzer, who spent a lot of time with Tony Parker.
You're right about the Spurs, because I think they hurt their players' chances, the Hawks do, by not playing them a lot of minutes.
No, for sure. It's very similar. Any combination in the backcourt of Teague, Lowry, Wall, and I think Jimmy Butler. You take any two of those four guys, they're very deserving.
Yeah.
Again, I go with Jimmy Butler, but why John Wall? You guys seem to be, you're all on board with that one. Was that an easy pick for you?
Yeah, I just think John Wall has been steadier. You mentioned how Kyle Lowry has dropped off Trey. Jimmy B has dropped off a little bit as well. And he's got an incredible supporting cast, better than I think than John Wall's, who's hasn't had his guys for the entire season. I know the Bulls have been hurt. I just feel like John Wall's done more, been steadier.
He's also the one guy in the league averaging double-digit assists, leading the league. You got to get him there.
Butler, though, leading the league in minutes, in terms of that's huge.
Yeah.
You laugh. This
I'm
guy's
only
playing 40 minutes per game. He's a bull, but Derrick Rose in and out of the lineup. He carried that team.
He has. He's been great.
My little problem with that is he's a shooting guard who can't shoot. I mean, he can shoot, but
he can shoot for 2 months.
34% from three-point land is not good enough for me. It's a number, but a shooting guard, by definition, you got to shoot the ball a little bit better.
I was playing devil's advocate a little bit with the Butler pick, but I think he's been so solid for them. Especially, let's not forget that he's all-world defense as well. And I know the All-Star game, no one really cares about that, but it comes into play when you're making your picks.
For sure.
I want to quickly get to the Vucevic. Try and sell me on why you're taking Vucevic over Millsap or anyone else.
I think he's been left out of the picture because he plays the Orlando Magic. There's only 3 guys averaging 20-10 this year, and 2 of them are definitely going to the All-Star game, LaMarcus and Anthony Davis. DeMarcus Cousins is the other one who probably would be there if he wasn't injured. But Vucevic has been the one constant on an inconsistent team. he's just been a solid rock for them. He scores well, he rebounds well. He may not be the best defender in the world.
No, he's not.
No.
But if you're comparing him to Paul Millsap, he's a better defender than Paul Millsap.
I don't think so at
Well,
all.
statistically he is.
No,
Paul Millsap's in the top 5 in steals, man.
Vucevic
steals.
plays the center spot. It's a more important
Yeah,
position.
but
He's a
Paul
sieve.
Millsap has better defenders around him as well. Vucevic doesn't have a lot of great defenders there. He's overlooked. He's very much overlooked.
I don't know how you sold me on Jeff Teague and then you leave Paul Millsap out of your segment.
Well,
That's crazy. to me.
Only because I think Vucevic has been better than Millsap has been for the Hawks.
We didn't get to the low
no
lights
way.
of him being
All day.
a sieve.
We'll get to the starters meme team next. Maybe we'll just talk more All-Star. Welcome back to the starters. Every Thursday, we scour the internet to bring you the meme team. A few of our favorite weird and wacky moments from the past 7 days. It's a tough job, look, but someone's got to do it. This week's starting 5, let's get right into it.
At number 5, watch how Rajon Rondo saves and where he saves this ball. Whoa! Right off Marc Gasol's.
I thought you said there would be no deflated balls talk in this show.
No, Mark takes it. He's good.
He's all right. He's all right.
Get back out there.
At number 4, Will Ferrell made an appearance at the Pelicans game this week to shoot a scene for a new movie. It looks like a good scene because he just pegs a cheerleader while pretending to do a half-court shot.
This is a painful meme team.
Yeah.
And it is for a movie, everyone. He didn't.
She's okay.
She's okay. It's all acting. They're really good at this. But he was, again, for the movie, escorted out. Can't wait to watch Daddy's Home, featuring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Speaking of
Really?
pain,
Awesome.
This dunk in the Chinese Basketball Association's dunk contest was very painful. He didn't clear the first guy. Forget about 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hopefully his elbow pads or whatever he's wearing there on his elbows kind of saved him. Stephon Marbury, he loved it. Yeah.
There it is.
Or deflated balls.
At number 2, Dirk's never been known to be a shot blocker, but he'll defend the heck out of a post-game interview, knocking the mic
Should have been
out of
ready
Skin
for the
Wade's hand there.
I love the pop-up. Should have been ready for the big German.
The underrated part is definitely Chandler looking legit angry, just deflated. I almost said deflated. Oh my God, I
At
said
number
deflated.
1,
I didn't even need to say
Russell
deflated.
Westbrook, the word of the week is execute.
Did a good job execution. Rush, you had 8 assists in the fourth quarter. What did you see from them defensively that allowed you to focus as much as you did on passing the rock?
We did a good job executing.
Now, are you upset with something?
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No,
Do you not like Nick either?
I love Nick, but I don't like you.
We executed, man. We executed. We executed. Any more questions? I don't like you. We executed.
Just 2 other really quick things here, Russ. How was the execution tonight? And
You see who we work with, Russ? Look at our point guard.
and the second thing
Want to
is,
play with this guy?
do you like us?
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good.
Two things. People don't like Ernie Johnson. They love Ernie Johnson.
Oh, the best, greatest ever.
And the greatest, speaking of the greatest, you tell me that we don't have the best league in the world, the best sport to cover.
That's
Got the
absolutely
best
true.
personalities.
It was pretty good. That was a good meme team. It took a long time scouring
great.
that internet. It's a big internet. It's getting
huge.
bigger and bigger. We had a wedgie, another wedgie. This is crazy.
Keep on coming.
Yeah, and the big name players are getting into it as well. Anthony Davis, the phenomenon has spread to the greats. Davis wedging it in there like that hair is wedged in between his 2 eyebrows. I kid, Anthony. I was one of those as well. Been there, done that, plucked that. That's another wedgie. Anthony
the board.
Davis. Got to update that board.
Do we get an all-star wedgie this year, do you think?
I know. I
Can you
like
even imagine?
I like Tass's idea. We got to stop doing the days without a wedgie and just start tallying the wedgies because we've got to be around 30 or so.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Trey, thank you. As
Hey, no
always,
problem.
here. Good stuff. Yeah, all-star wedgie. Gotta love it. All right, let's unleash the unicorn. Get out here, unicorn. Come on. Today's Fantasy Minute, presented by FanDuel, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. And it's a Woboy. We're talking Woboy. The lines of the night, fantasy lines of the night. Apologies to Anthony Davis and Nicholas Batum, who had great lines last night, monster lines, didn't make the top 3. At number 3, Eric Bledsoe versus the Blazers in a big win for the Suns, 33 points, 11 of 22 shooting, 10 of 15 at the line, 1 3-pointer made. He had 10 boards, 6 assists, and 3 steals.
Career high 33. Kind of surprising.
Yeah, that surprised me as well. At number 2, Andre Drummond Big man.
Big penguin.
Yeah, killing Vucevic there, unfortunately, Lee. 26 points, 10 of 14 shooting, 6 of 8 at the line, 17 rebounds, 1 assist, and the defense, 4 blocks and 3 steals. But the Well Boy, Lily, goes to Brandon Jennings. 24 points, 10 of 21 shooting, 3 of 5 at the line, 1 3-pointer made. And here's the reason why. 21 assists. Oof. Only 2 turnovers.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, 24 and 21, he is joining only John Stockton and Magic Johnson in that 2020 club in 35 minutes or less over the last 30 seasons.
So you're saying Hall of Fame?
Look, when you're joining a list with John Stockton and Magic Johnson, you're getting the Woe Boy.
What about Don Stockton?
What about Don Stockton? You're right.
What about Brendan Jennings?
Congrats. All right, we got to take a break. When we return, excited for this. The Matrix plans to retire at the end of the season, so we're going to debate his Hall of Fame credentials. So come on back. You're watching The Starters.
So you're telling me Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell are back together?
Yeah, I guess so.
Excellent.
Welcome back to The Starters. Shawn Marion is making his 16th NBA season his final one, as he says he will retire at the end of this season. I wanted to go out on my terms. Marion told the Arizona Republic yesterday afternoon, adding that being away from his first child is sort of the driving decision. Marion spent first 8.5 seasons in Phoenix after being drafted by the Suns back in 1999, had short stints in Miami and Toronto, then had some success there with the Dallas Mavericks, now on the Cavs. It's something we debated, discussed back in the summer. Is Shawn Marion a Hall of Famer? Does he have the credentials?
He's not a conventional Hall of Famer because he's not a leading scorer on a team, never a leading scorer on a good team, but he's a Hall of Fame player in every other category, and to me, that makes him a Hall of Famer.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I think he is incredible in every other area. You need a guy to D up 1 through 5. Sure. No problem. You don't see an all-defense team there. According to his achievements, 4-time All-NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player on the 3rd team.
Yep.
He's a champ with the Mavs, but I think he didn't make those all-defense teams because he didn't get the credit playing with those Suns teams. But he's making up for so many mistakes by Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire and Leandro Barbosa. I think he was a great defender. He could rebound a ton, check the numbers. He could be a third option in terms of scoring as well. So if you're a coach, I think you'd consider this guy a Hall of Famer because he could do everything, and then when your guys get denied in terms of scoring, this guy will score for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in the Hall of Fame for kind of third guys, and he's definitely a quintessential third guy. And you look at his stats throughout his career, he's kind of a top 75 guy all time in the NBA. I don't know how you say no to that.
Yeah.
Definitely a Hall of Fame.
Especially, so you said it, Tass, like, we put guys in the Hall of Fame who were just scorers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've done it with multiple guys. That's fine, and that's a whole other argument, but guys that really were just scorers, and that's all they did. Shawn Marion is sort of the exact opposite. He wasn't the scorer, as you said. He just filled the box score and everything else and had a huge impact. I'm with you. I think he eventually gets in.
It's kind of new age.
It's a weird one. I think maybe young fans are sort of like Shawn Marion from what you remember maybe over the last little years. But if you saw him back with the Suns and the way they played, the 7 seconds or less, Marion, just as much as Nash or Amari, was a huge reason that they could play that way.
Absolutely, and I think what this guy did was, for someone who never had a play called for him, he scored the ball so well in so many ways, just by hustling, just by getting out and running, and just by being in the right spot at the right time and understanding his role playing with Steve Nash. But also, if you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're in win championship mode now, and the guy they wanted to go and get for their defense was Shawn Marion, still in demand, even though his skills have slipped a little bit, but still a guy that they wanted to get on to help them win the championship, and maybe they will, who knows?
People will argue against it because Shawn Marion played in that 7 seconds or less. His numbers were inflated. But you look at his playoff numbers when things slowed down, they were still incredible.
Yeah.
Scoring between 17 and 21 points for 5 straight years in the playoffs. 4 straight years with double-digit rebounds. So many blocks, so many steals, key possessions. Coaches love this guy.
And he put up numbers, too, when Stephon Marbury was the point guard for the Suns. Like, he was doing it before Steve Nash got there. And like you said, Lee, he's just had continued success throughout his career, and that's why he's posting those kind of crazy counting numbers at the end of his career.
I don't think it hurts that he also did pick up a ring.
Definitely.
And was an
for sure.
impact player
Yeah,
on
was,
the 2011 Mavericks.
Yeah.
Really important piece to getting that, and that always helps when you're weighing guys whether or not they should get in. Does he have a ring? Was he a winner? Well, yeah, he went to a couple conference finals, and then he eventually got one in the end.
Yeah, resilient guy, very rarely injured, played a lot of games, a lot of minutes. And any team that he did go to, he always tried hard. He never saw this guy sort of tanking or moping on the bench wanting to get out of that situation. When he was in Toronto, he still played as hard as he could and then ended up going to Dallas and getting a ring. So it was well deserved.
The game where they put away the Heat, I mean, they were going to him in the post.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had a matchup that worked for them.
Yeah,
and
which is strange. That's crazy.
that he had a matchup, or that he was scoring in the post.
In the post, yeah.
Yeah, well, he could just put it in. It's ugly. He was 81% from the free throw line.
Yeah, he was
Flicking it.
That's a surprise stat.
I won't be surprised though if people disagree with us. So let us know on Twitter. Do you think the Matrix is Hall of Fame worthy and will eventually get in? Let us know. #starters. We got to take one more break. When we return, pick'em results. Tass is back in the race, and last night's very solid play. Don't go anywhere. Was that Kyle Korver just done?
Yeah,
it was. Back with the starters, and you're back with a pick'em payoff race. Tass, kudos, 5-0 last night. Huge. I went 2-3, so Tass is right back in it. I'm 2 games up for the month of January. We have ourselves a race. Tonight's picks, we agree on all 4 games. We like the Spurs on the road in Chicago, and then we like the Bucks, the Blazers, and the Clippers at home. So good luck to you. A little reminder once again, tonight, before we get underway with the doubleheader, check out TNT, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The NBA All-Star starters will be announced. So looking forward to that. We'll find out who's in there, and then we'll get to the games, the action itself. Got some late-breaking news here. Lakers tweeting and letting us know that Kobe Bryant, last night against the Pelicans, preliminary results showing that he tore his rotator cuff, and he did it there, because you'll see him grab his right arm there on the dunk, and he went on to keep playing and was like shooting with his left hand.
Made one.
Throughout this game. Yeah, he did make one. Now the Lakers are saying Kobe is being flown back to LA. He'll be re-examined on Friday. Keep your eye on NBA.com for the latest on that, whether or not going under surgery, if he's out, how long he's out, and all that.
We're going to see him in the All-Star game playing with one arm.
Yeah, if anyone will play with one arm,
go for it.
Well, Tristan Thompson switched hands.
It would be
maybe
cool.
Kobe could.
Yeah, possibly. Late in his career.
Nice.
Lee, before we get to the very solid play, I'm told we have a sign, some sort of sign.
Yes, it comes from Pia Isabel Vargas in Manila, who is the biggest Suns fan outside of Tass Mellis, and she has a little message there for us saying, since the starters think that my Suns' chances of making the playoffs are slim, it's time to prove them wrong. Let's go Suns against the Blazers last night. They won at the bottom. P.S. I love you, Mr. Skeet.
Mr. Skeet? Oh, you're making me feel old.
Mr. Skeet is your father.
You're making me feel old. That's my father. Lee, very solid play.
Going to the Fortress, and it's a Kyle Korver layup, but not the traditional layup you might be thinking here. Solomon Hill, don't rotate off anyone other than Kyle Korver, because that's what he's going to do to you. I mean, he does the right thing. You always want to switch and get to the guy who's open, but if that leaves Kyle open, oh my God, look how much room he's got.
Hey, he did rattle it home. That's basically a miss.
But it's still a very solid play.
All right, congrats to Kyle on the very solid play. Guys, tomorrow, Friday, the Drop Podcast, our hour-long podcast. You can catch that on iTunes. We'll be back tomorrow night with the show. I'm sure we'll be talking about the NBA All-Star starters and possibly Kobe Bryant.
Join us then. Thanks for joining us today. And remember, you can find beauty in anything. Even blowing your nose can create a butterfly.
Embrace the night, people.